You're one of the strongest people that ever lived. Take a deep breath before you read this, because what you're about to realize might change the way you see yourself forever. You think strength looks like muscles. You think strength looks like shouting. You think strength looks like winning. But that's not real strength. Real strength is silent. Real strength is invisible. Real strength is surviving things that were meant to break you. And you are one of the strongest people that ever lived. Not because your life was easy, but because it wasn't. You've cried alone in rooms where no one knew you were falling apart. You've smiled in public when your heart was heavy. You've kept going when quitting would have been completely understandable. That's strength. Most people collapse when life doesn't go their way. You adapted. Most people blame. You endured. Most people run. You stayed. You've been misunderstood. You've been underestimated. You've been overlooked. But you never disappeared. That's rare. Do you know how many people give up on themselves? Do you know how many dreams die quietly because someone decided they weren't strong enough? But not you. You doubted yourself. Yes. You questioned your worth. Yes. You felt exhausted. Yes. But you didn't quit. And that matters more than you think. There were days you didn't feel powerful. Days you felt small. Days you felt invisible. But strength is not about feeling powerful. It's about choosing to continue when you don't feel powerful at all. You kept showing up. Even when you were tired. Even when you were hurt. Even when nobody clapped for you. That kind of strength doesn't trend. It doesn't go viral. It doesn't get applause. But it builds warriors. And you are one. You've survived heartbreak that rewired your entire heart. You've survived betrayal that changed the way you trust. You've survived losses that reshaped your world. Yet here you are. Still breathing. Still trying. Still hoping. That alone makes you extraordinary. Some people are strong because they never had to be tested. You are strong because you were tested again and again, and you're still here. Think about that. There were moments when you felt like you couldn't take one more hit. But you did. There were nights when your mind wouldn't stop racing. But you woke up and faced another day. There were seasons when nothing made sense. But you kept walking forward anyway. That's not weakness. That's resilience. And resilience is one of the rarest qualities a human can have. You learn to comfort yourself. You learn to rebuild yourself. You learn to stand alone when no one stood with you. That kind of independence is forged in fire. And fire doesn't destroy everything. Sometimes, it creates steel. You became steel. Not cold. Not heartless. But unbreakable. You still feel deeply. You still love deeply. You still care. That's the strongest part of you. Because after everything you've been through, you didn't turn bitter. You didn't become cruel. You didn't close your heart completely. You chose growth. That is elite level strength. You don't even realize how many storms you've survived. If your younger self could see you now, they wouldn't see your flaws. They'd see a hero. They'd see someone who didn't give up. Someone who kept fighting. Someone who learned the hard way and still kept their heart intact. You underestimate yourself because you normalize your pain. You say, it wasn't that bad. But it was. And you survived it anyway. That matters. Strength is not about never falling. It's about rising every single time. You've reinvented yourself more times than people know. You've healed quietly. You've grown privately. You've evolved without announcing it to the world. That's power. There are people who break at the first sign of discomfort. You built tolerance. There are people who need constant validation. You learn to validate yourself. There are people who crumble in chaos. You became calm inside it. That is not average strength. That is rare strength. You are one of the strongest people that ever lived, not because you conquered the world, but because you conquered yourself. You fought battles no one saw. You silenced fears no one heard. You calmed storms no one understood. And you did it without a spotlight. Strength isn't loud. It's the decision you make at 2 a.m. to keep going. It's the choice to forgive instead of revenge. It's the discipline to improve instead of complain. It's the courage to try again after failing. And you've done all of that. Over. And over. And over again. Let this sink in. Weak people don't reflect. Weak people don't grow. Weak people don't endure self-doubt and still push forward. You did. Every scar you carry is proof of survival. Every mistake you learn from is proof of growth. Every tear you wiped away alone is proof of resilience. You think you're just getting by. But what you're really doing is rewriting your entire story. One hard day at a time. One brave decision at a time. One silent victory at a time. And maybe nobody applauded you. Maybe nobody noticed. But history is not only written by famous people. It's written by survivors. And you are one. So the next time you feel weak, remember this. You have survived 100% of your worst days. You have walked through fire and still kept your soul intact. You have faced darkness and still chosen light. That is strength. Not temporary strength. Not loud strength. Legendary strength. You are one of the strongest people that ever lived, because you didn't just live. You endured. You evolved. You rose. And you're still rising. Don't forget that. Not now. Not ever. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your support.